Excellent. Topic 3. We are ready.
Politics. Since roughly the 1st of June, I've had a lot of time to watch the grass grow, which didn't, and watch a lot of political ads and read and position papers and whatever. The amount of lying going on in ads, papers, whatever, is amazing. If I was to write a paper of some description telling numerous lies about Mr. Bean, or on the radio, broadcast numerous lies about Mr. Bean, it's either going to be slander or libel, right? Politicians in their ads are lying all the time. And if you don't have the time to read things and study it, you're not going to know what's true and what's crap. So I have a couple, or actually it's a pretty simple solution, I think. You watch all the commercials, or ads, or whatever you wish to call them. I'm John Smith and I approve this message. Well, if you're going to lie, you have to buy a license to lie, right? You have to have a license to drive a car. You got to have a license to teach. You got to have a license to be a hairdresser, to be anything, a license to do it. If you're going to lie, you got to have a license. And every time that ad is run, it has to say, I'm John Smith and I approve this ad, although it contains numerous lies about my opponent. And it's going to cost you $1 million every time that ad is run. Don't give me that crap about the Constitution and free speech. Free speech, if it's true, if you're lying, just like if I lie about Bean, that's slander. It's going to cost me. He's going to take my butt to court and sue me, and he's going to win. And it's going to cost me. If you want to lie, you buy a license to lie, and you can lie. $1 million for every time that ad or whatever is run, and that money goes to pay off the national debt. I can see two possible benefits, or two possible outcomes. Either the campaigns actually honestly talk about their position and their opponent's positions, so we have a better formed electorate, or we're going to pay off the national debt. And either one of them is good. Democracy, we need to have knowledgeable voters. They need to know the position. They need to know what this person is really standing for. What programs or what plans does he have? And having an informed electorate, I think, is a good thing. Winston Churchill said, democracy is the worst form of government except when compared to all of the others. If you have an electorate that is not informed, democracy is terrible. I'm thinking, hey, this would be a way to either inform the public. Well, they would inform the public because, hey, you just lied.
Any other questions on politics before we slide headfirst into topic 4? Life. New poster I got over the weekend, Doc. Over there's last line says, live your dream and share your passion. So what's your passion? And then you can dovetail into what you want to talk about.
Right now, staying vertical. The longer I stay vertical, it means I'm alive. Okay. Since June, I've had a lot of time to think about a lot of different things. And in life, you don't get too many do-overs, redos. You might get a redo in school on a test. And really in life, you get, if you play golf, you get sometimes what they call a mulligan. If you screwed up the first shot of the round, you get to take another first shot, right? I'm not big on golf. Tennis, they've got a, what do they call it? A let service. But in life, you don't. You have to think about what you're doing and what the consequences. You're driving down the highway and somebody sends you a text message. What do? Park the car or try reading it as you're driving? Or even worse, sending a text message when you're driving a car. Well, you may get away with it. You may not see that little kid on the bicycle who is now a hood ornament. There's no redo on that. There's no redo to a lot of things in life. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about some of the things I screwed up in my personal life. Probably number one is I never talked to my mother for the last 30 years she was alive. Because I blamed her for what she had done to the family. I know now that it wasn't anything malicious, it's just the way that she had grown up. You didn't marry somebody for love, she thought that the love would grow. Well, if it didn't, then well, why not? I never told my dad how proud I was of him. He was a dirt farmer, worked 2 jobs, in addition to farming, to give us whatever he could. He was so proud. He would drive 4 or 5 hours just to watch me coach a football game. We would talk, but I was never open and honest. I told him how I felt. My brother, my older brother, year older, he loved farming. But we also had what they call a sibling rivalry, so we never really were close. But he worked hard and he raised 3 wonderful kids. Are successful. In the last 5 months, I'm probably, definitely closer to my other brother and sister than I've ever been in our lives. talk all the time. Other one is I wish I had worked harder to keep my first fiancée and not near as hard to keep the second. Both ended up with the same result, but it caused a lot of pain. So in life, think about what's going to happen. Christmas is coming. Be honest with yourself and your family. I think Bob Dylan said something, I think it was Dylan, I don't know. Oh, I can't remember the whole thing. I'm much older now. No. Crap. I was older then. I'm much younger than that now. And that's another little quote for you to think about. What that actually meant. When you're young, you think you've got all the answers. You're mature, you know. You get older, you realize you don't even know what the questions were. Okay?
Any other questions? Let's give it up for Doc. He'll be around for a few more minutes. We'll get your car back up here so it's easy for you to leave. People may want to talk to you individually. How many of you had Doc as a teacher, as an instructor, as a life coach? You are blessed people who have had him in the classroom, and I'm sure you can attest to that. Mallory, do you have any follow-up questions that would benefit all of us, or should we segue into your book? Excellent. Ella and Emma, why don't you chart the course? We'll go into the publications lab after they speak. Again, if you want to talk one-on-one with Doc or simply thank him, he can stay put for a few minutes. Is that okay? Excellent.
We're